you, what up? I'm Maryam. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. In today's video, I'm gonna be reviewing something new from Too Faced. Chocolate Never Looked So Decadent PR package, and in it we have the new Better Than Chocolate eyeshadow palette. Personally, I think that's a little bit silly of a name because in my opinion, there's absolutely nothing better than chocolate. I am a chocolate fanatic. I love chocolate, so I can go on and on about that. But today we're gonna be talking about the makeup. This is the palette. In this PR package, we also have a new lip injection maximum lip plumper in the shade Chocolate Plump. We also have the new eyeliner, Better Than Sex Easy Glide waterproof liquid liner in chocolate. So all of this I'm gonna be scrutinizing. I'm gonna be testing it. I'm gonna be applying it to my face to create a look. This is what I do. I'm also kind of dressed on theme. I'm wearing like a chocolate colored top with my chocolate colored hair. Here I am, ready to dive into all of this chocolate. Kind of need a chocolate bar to get myself further in the mood, but I don't have one handy. And hint, Too Faced should have sent me one in PR. Anyway, you get the drill. This is what this video is about. Let's jump right into it. Remember to subscribe if you aren't already. Hit that notification bell so you can watch all of my Wednesdays and Sundays videos. And now, let's jump right into this video. Okay, so first of all, let's go over all of the details. So this is Too Faced's latest, newest Better Than Chocolate palette. I do believe they already have some sort of a chocolate palette. This is what it looks like inside. So basically a lot of neutral brownie tones. Some of them are matte, some of them are shimmery, and we also have a couple of pops of color. We have this blue that with the naked eye looks more purple, but then on camera in my monitor, it looks very much blue. We also have like a shimmery lavender. We have this really unique olive shade. It's very prismatic, and I'm going to show you a close-up of what this looks like so you can really get a sense of all the colors and just the different shimmers and all the different shifts that each one of the shimmery shades offers. To me, this palette looks much more interesting when filmed with the iPhone than when I'm looking at it with the naked eye. I guess the eye doesn't catch all of the prismatic little nuances, but the camera most certainly does. So this is a $54 palette. Not cheap, most certainly not cheap, but I believe that's the price of most Too Faced palettes. We also have the Easy Glide waterproof liquid liner from the Better Than Sex category. This one I believe is $24. And we also have the lip plumper, the lip injection maximum plump in the shade Chocolate Plump, and this is $33. So I'm a big fan of Too Faced lip plumpers. I think they are some of the best on the market, although Huda Beauty did just come out with an incredible lip plumper that I've been loving a lot and reaching more for than Too Faced lip plumpers. So I guess what I'm gonna do in this video is reintroduce myself to all of these Too Faced products, because I'm not gonna lie, it's been a minute since I've used their stuff. I wonder why that is. All right, so before I actually go on, I'm gonna prime my lids first. I'm gonna use my FENTY Pro Filter eye primer. This one's my favorite one. I use it all the time for eyeshadow. It's been my favorite for a long time now. I know usually I like to stick to a primer and an eyeshadow from the same brand, but I don't recall if I ever actually liked Too Faced eye primer, and moreover, I actually don't have it handy. So anyway, we should probably do some swatches, though I will probably do the swatches off camera and then I'll plug it in. Plugging it in right now. Swatches! Here we go. I'm only doing that because the swatch model is not available and I'd rather not spend all this precious time swatching it on myself, but I don't presume that the eyeshadows in this palette are any different than your typical Too Faced eyeshadows. Normally, I find them to be a little bit on the drier side. They don't really swatch very well. So this might be the case in this instance, but I'll definitely let you know. So what I'm gonna do is begin with a really fluffy brush. This one is from Makeup Geek. It's their soft dome brush. So Makeup Geek, the brand, sadly just closed. I don't even want to say like they went out of business. They said farewell, okay? But I still love their brushes, and so I'm still gonna use them. Gonna reach into this very light shade on the top called Bitter Half. Dusty, as I would expect from a Too Faced eyeshadow, but that doesn't mean that it's not gonna cling or apply just fine. So I'm gonna work that into my eye socket area, so well above my crease, just to sort of like lift this outer corner, add a little bit of a base to this brow bone. I always find that with Too Faced eyeshadows, almost takes a different technique. You really have to layer and build up. You always have to tap off the dust. Otherwise, it applies too much product and not in the smoothest way. So you kind of have to start with a little bit at a time, tap off, add more, build it up. So it takes a certain technique. Does not mean that the eyeshadows are bad by any means. They're just a little different, you know? But I will be fair and honest, not my favorite formula of eyeshadows. I just think it's a little bit too tedious to keep on dipping back into the shadow, tapping it off, and then adding more color on. Though at the same token, you could potentially get a more professional blended eyeshadow look with this technique, but I'm just a lazy bitch, you know? So I'd rather this go on smoothly and evenly the first time. I'm gonna probably go for like a neutral look today just because I have a very, very important Zoom meeting right after I film this video. So I'm trying to stay true to the chocolate theme, but I actually want my makeup to look nice for this meeting. Let me dip into something a little bit darker. How about this one here? This one is called Cake My Day. I'm gonna pick it up with this Motives Precision Crease brush, tapping it off, kind of like extending the outer corner in a wing and then creating that classic V shape on the outer corner into the crease like that. Maybe I should go for like a classier version of that siren eye that's been so popular on TikTok. I think I can do that. All right, so this is like a good base for a siren eye. So not only did I lift the outer corner, kind of smoked it out a little bit too. This is a good base. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna grab my previous Makeup Geek brush and just like softly go over it to blend the edges. That looks cute. Now let's repeat like that and then like that. All right, that's pretty good. And then blend. Pretty good. Gonna take a small brush. This one is from Huda Beauty and it's the Smudge liner brush. Gonna dip into the same shade. And what I'm gonna do is look directly into my mirror here. Gonna extend this line here with my eye open. I'm kind of extending it down and then connecting to the actual top lash line. Then I'm going to surround the inner corner and lift that eyeshadow into the lower lash line, inner corner, like that. So there you have it. The outer corner is lifted, the inner corner is lowered. That's essentially the siren eye. Next, gonna darken the outer corner just a bit. And that's pretty much the shape that I'm going for. Let me repeat that on this eye too. So just continuing that line, the natural line of my top lash line with my eyes open. Because with the eyes closed, it's a totally different line. It's like literally not the same angle. And then I'm gonna push that color, that eyeshadow into the lower lash line inner corner. And this doesn't have to be very precise. It could just be soft. In my case right now, both of the corners are looking a little bit sharp on the top and then softer on the bottom, which is what you want. Let me darken the outer corner just a bit. Next thing I'm gonna do is grab a flat brush, Lorelei Los Angeles L17. I'm gonna grab this lovely gold shade called Gold Digger. I'm gonna load it up onto my brush and I'm gonna paint that to the very center of the lid. And because my eyes are a bit on the flatter side, I'm gonna go past the crease, past the eye socket, and all the way into the brow bone. But I'm not adding too much pigment here. I'm just concentrating the pigment and all the sparkle on the center here, and then I'm just adding a little bit of what's remaining on the brush all the way to the brow, like that, just for a shift, for a reflect. This one is a really pretty color. Almost reminds me of that 22 karat Indian gold, which is like more on the yellowy side. So nice. I love it. And then I'm gonna grab another brush, Makeup by Mario E5, and something a little bit cooler. This one is called Bitter Half, and I'm gonna add that right here to this part and just lift it all the way up to the tail end of the brow. This is a very small maneuver, but I'm doing that so that I can imitate a shadow and so I can change and like lift this outer corner even more. So you could probably feel that a little bit more now compared to this eye. This one is just like pointing towards the tail end, and this one's pointing towards the temple. Just like a little bit more lift. That's what I wanted. Right there. And adding that lift. Oh, that's a lot of lift. Okay, no biggie. I added a bit too much on this side to the point where it's looking like a foxy eye rather than a siren eye. Like I'm actually like pulling my eye. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to softly blend that out. Almost like sweep that out. And if that doesn't help, which didn't really help, I'm going to grab another brush, clean one. This one's MAC 239S. And I kind of wish that this palette had a lighter shade than this Buttercream, which was the first shade that I used. I wish there was like an actual cream shade for the brow bone rather than a very, very sparkly one. But since I don't have anything like that, I'm just gonna have to dip into Buttercream. I'm gonna have to add that right there just to kind of erase a bit of that pull. I think that did it. And I think that actually looks pretty nice. Do we want any color? Maybe we do. Maybe we do. But first, I actually want to test out this liner. And I think this look that I'm creating is the perfect look to use this liner for. What I'm going to do is gently outline the inner corner. This liner is very precise. It has those brush looking bristles rather than a felt tip pen, so you can get very precise. Perfect for like the inner corner or for drawing your little twiggies underneath the lash line if you do that. So if you like that sort of thing, this might be good for that. All right, I'm gonna line the top lash line ever so slightly, like you're barely gonna notice this line. Super, super close to the lashes, like that. And then I'm gonna wing that out, but I'm not creating a crazy wing. It's gonna be a small wing, just like that. Oh yeah, very siren-like. And doing that, I think made the eye look even more longer. It's not proper English. Even more long and more lifted as opposed to without it. One thing I will say is that this liner is a little bit scratchy. Like it actually feels pretty tough, but I guess also because it's tough, it is pretty precise. So I like that, and I definitely like the color. This is a very, very, very dark brown. And now I'm thinking I want to add just a little bit of color. I actually haven't seen the siren eye look with color. I've always seen it with like a neutral, like a brown, like a gold. So I'm gonna reach for this lavender. This one's called Sugar Rush. And I'm just gonna dab this right here to the inner corner, right above my little siren liner extender. They really need to figure out better names for that. Yeah, the inner corner wing liner. And I'm just gonna continue highlighting and just like bringing this up for a little something fun and flirty, something different, you know? I think I like that. I think that was a good choice. Same thing here. This brush that I'm using is a Sephora brush, and it's their Pro Smoky liner brush. So it's really good for that inner corner if you wanna be a little bit precise, but then you also wanna blend it out. Oh yeah, that is so pretty. Ooh, you know what? Call me crazy, but I kind of want to add a little bit of that lavender pop over here, right under the brow arch. Just like a little bit, like a hint. I think that's so fun. Oh yeah. Oh, that was necessary. Now it kind of made this look a little bit more celestial, just like a little bit more whimsical and fun. So I'm here for all of that. I don't know about you guys. Let's carry on. So let's see, how many shades did I use from this palette so far? I used Buttercream, the Gold Digger, the Bitter Half, the Sugar Rush, and the Cake My Day. All right, so although that's obviously not using every single shade in the palette, I think for the most part, I can say that these shadows from this Too Faced palette do not feel any different from any other Too Faced palettes. They all sort of feel a little bit on the dry side, a little bit thinner, but definitely buildable with the right primer. I think I'm gonna leave my eye look as is. So if you actually already have this palette, or if you have a similar Too Faced palette, you can definitely use this video as like your tutorial for this siren eye inspo makeup look. But let me actually go ahead and finish up this look. I'm gonna curl my lashes and I'm gonna test out a new mascara. I do have a new mascara from One Size. I don't know if I want to add any falsies to this look, although a nice pair of falsies or half lashes can definitely elevate it to a more of a siren-y type vibe. But let's see what it looks like if I just add the mascara on top. So I'm gonna go for the One Size Fantasize mascara. This is new, 24 wear, flake proof, curl retention, and length retention. Is this waterproof though? Doesn't say so, but let's see. Not a fan of the wand, but let's be real. Any new mascara is a good mascara. The formula of this one is on the creamy side, so it does a great job separating the lashes. The fact that I can even see my lashes in the monitor is a good thing for me. Okay, this is definitely not a bad mascara. Even though this is a video reviewing Too Faced products, I gotta say this One Size mascara is impressing me at first impression. It's not bad. Definitely not flaky. Feels very velvety. You can easily go over and add a second coat without clumping anything. I think it does, in fact, make the lashes look longer and more fluffy. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm pretty pleased. All right, and the final thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna test out this lip plumper because I'm a big fan of Too Faced lip injection lip plumpers. I remember the very first one that I bought back when I used to live in Paris. It was so expensive at the time. I think it was like close to 40 euros. And I was just a college student at the time, and I definitely could not afford a 40 euro gloss. But you know what? I did use some of my financial aid money just to buy this gloss back when it first came out. Do you guys remember the original tube? It was kind of like a rounded one, like a much shorter, much fatter looking one. Yeah, I was a big fan. All right, let's test this one out. Ah! Smells delicious. Oh yeah. This is such an unexpected shade. Like a very frosty, very metallic shade. Not one that I would necessarily go for. Maybe this is a shade that I would wear on like the center of my bottom lip, but I'm definitely starting to feel the stinging. I don't know if I'm seeing the plumping though. Perhaps the Huda Beauty one is a bit better, but this one just feels so familiar. All right, you guys, so here is the final look using Too Faced Better Than Chocolate eyeshadow palette, the new lip injection gloss, the new liner, and this is what we have. What do we think? Sassy or sassy? Okay, personally, I really like the way that my makeup turned out. Granted, I was trying very hard to make sure that it turns out good, just because, as I mentioned before, I have a very important meeting directly after this. So I am trying to, you know, give my best face forward. I really like the way my eye makeup came out. It looks a very easy but very professional, almost like a sunset eye on the top of my lid. I like the additional pop of lavender in the inner corner and also in my brow bone. Just think it's whimsical, it's fun, makes me feel good. Is this a palette that I may already have in my arsenal? Absolutely, and I probably have like several versions of this palette, not just from Too Faced, but from so many other brands. Definitely not anything that I haven't seen before. It's not super innovative, it's not different, but yet they keep on coming out with these palettes because I guess it works. People probably are wanting the newer, the latest version, and that's given them a reason to continue making more. The lip plumper, I will say, isn't as plumping as I remember it being. Maybe it's the color that's throwing me off. Maybe it's the color, because I'm generally not a fan of metallic glosses or lipsticks on my lips, but I don't hate it. I definitely am feeling the sting, so I could probably use a bit more of a plump. I really like the liner. I think the color is great, although generally I'm not a fan of the bristle liner tip. I don't like the felt tip marker tip. I just like the dippy ones. I'm the dippy liner girl. Those to me are by far my favorite. But if you are looking for something precise, specifically for the inner corner wing or the outer corner wing, if you want to make it extra sharp, this is a good liner for that. So that's kind of like my story. That's my review on these new products. I hope you like this video. If you have this palette and if you want to recreate this look, by all means, please do so. Take a picture, tag me on my Instagram, tag me on TikTok, show me what you got, show me your siren eye skills. And with that, I am gonna zoom on out. I'm gonna invite you to check out more of my videos over here, and I'm gonna say farewell. Peace out, and I'm out.